So guys, in today's video I'm going to speak about a welcomed update that is due next week Tuesday. It's going to be absolutely massive for Black Ops 4 and Black Ops 4 fans. However, I do need to speak about something before we get into that portion of the video. Just to express my dissatisfaction to a degree, because this seems to be a common theme now where we spend money for a product that we have known for years and it never seems to amount to the product that we anticipate or expect upon release. Now, I'm hoping this is not going to be a continuing trend for the Call of Duty franchise, and I'm hoping by next year they get their act together. Now, apparently Treyarch didn't have the 3-year cycle to work on Black Ops 4, and if that is true and is the case, then fair dues to them. They've actually released quite a good product, and I cannot understand why they keep constantly updating this game. But at the same time, as a consumer, I don't want to see a game that I have brought have to be constantly updated because there are so many broken things within that game. So I don't really believe there's a genuine excuse for a multi-billion-pound company to be putting the rubber stamp on a game like this. Now, this happened in Call of Duty World War II, where the game was pretty much reinvented all over. You could say it was World War II remastered, and it seems like they're going to be doing some of those things with Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So let's go through what's going to happen with the game and what improvements are going to be introduced. So for the first time ever, we are going to get a new specialist in Operation Absolute Zero, and this is Zero. There was images going around similar to this one, and a lot of people started to say, oh, it's Outrider from Black Ops 3, but that would never ever make any sense, as Recon already has Outrider's specialist ability. He doesn't have the Sparrow, which is granted, but he has the Vision Pulse, so why would you have two specialists doing the same thing? Now, Zero is a hacker, and she can be used in multiplayer and Blackout, and is described as someone who can distract and disrupt her enemies, bringing countermeasures to the game. Now, the fact that it says countermeasures, disrupt and distract, I'm wondering if we're finally going to get a specialist that actually stops specialists from using their specialists. Bit of a tongue twister there for you guys. But it would be nice to be able to stop somebody actually using their specialist. How that would be done, I'm not quite sure how it would be executed. Whether you could shoot them with something and it actually stops them from being able to use their specialists. I would really like that, because you've already heard my opinion, where I believe there are too many weapons, specialist weapons in the game going off, too many things running around like the Seeker drone, which become absolutely annoying. So much so I've called for a non-specialist playlist, which would be great. I'd be grateful for anyway. Drop it down in the comment section if you're on the same page as me, guys. Now, Zero will be unlocked by basically completing tier 1, so you would almost instantly get this new specialist, and the theme seems to be carried on in Operation Absolute Zero. We're getting new weapons. We are getting a new SMG by the name of the Damon 3XB, a new assault rifle, the SWAT RFT, and a Secret Santa melee weapon. Now, there were concerns that Activision would lock these particular weapons behind supply drops, or having a kind of pay to win kind of situation going on again, but they are instead contraband tiers in the black market now. Treyarch haven't really said much about what tiers these new weapons will be unlocked, but the upshot is players will be able to grind them out instead of having to pay for them, which is music to my ears and should be music to the whole community's ears, because at the moment the system, the supply stream system, has been pretty poor in my personal opinion, with no real incentive for the player to grind out, because everything you get just looks the same. Now, a quick little tip for you guys who want to use the new weapons before you unlock them, they will be available in gun game, so you will be able to get your hands on these guns very quickly. Obviously, in gun game you get a kill, you move on to the next weapon, but you'll be able to see what they look like in game and what they sound like when you shoot them. So maybe you can get the gun and just shoot them off a few times without hitting any enemies, and then and you will gauge what the recoil's like, what the sound's like, and what it feels like also. So that's just a little handy tip for you guys who want to get your hands on the weapons basically instantly when they come out on Tuesday. Now, before I speak about the Blackout portion of the video, yes, I'm going to include Blackout today because it's quite important what's going on. Let's talk a little more about the black market revamp that has happened, because it is a massive deal. It's been criticized highly since its release with the game. I've been very critical of the black market because personally, in its current state, I think it's pretty shit, if I'm honest with you. But what they are proposing, which is going to come into the new update, sounds awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. So the new contraband stream starts with 100 tiers as opposed to the soul destroying 200, with themes built around every 25 tiers. So this is a vast improvement on the length of time that it would take previously for you to get anything. Also, every reward for the first 100 tiers can be previewed straight away, so you can track that all important progress. Trek has also added weapon camos, reactive camos, reticles, shared war paint, and new mastercraft cosmetic weapon variants to the black market. So it sounds like we're actually going to get stuff that looks really cool, that is worth grinding for, and you can see how you can hear just how enthusiastic I am right now. My ears have pricked up. You've got my attention, track, because this is what we wanted. We wanted these amazing looking camos. Some of the camos that you get in zombies when you pack a punch a gun just look amazing, and I just think to myself, well, why don't you put that in the black market? Because people would actually grind for that sort of stuff. So for me, this is very important. It's a massive change, and it's a welcome change. So basically, all in all, it's a very positive update from Black Ops 4 in terms of the black market and the specialists. But going over to the Blackout mode, there is going to be some changes made to the armor, which gets a new repair system, audio improvements, the SDM and Spitfire weapon balancing, and seasonal changes across the map. Now, for me, the reason why the repair system is so important is because the reason why I don't really play Blackout much is because I have, and I hate to make this comparison, guys, but it's very important that you understand why I'm making it here. A lot of you guys who play Call of Duty and started playing the Blackout mode, Battle Royale, never had the luxury of experiencing what Fortnite did well. Now, I understand, before anyone starts ripping me up in the comment section or turning the video or disliking the video, that people didn't like the cartoon aspect of the game. That is not what we are talking about here. In terms of the core mechanics of the game and the gameplay, the one thing that Fortnite got right is when you killed an enemy, you would take any shield that they had left. They would drop shield for you, so you could replenish your shield after a fight. You could replenish anything basically in terms of loot that they dropped. Whereas Call of Duty had this really weird system that once you destroyed someone's armor, once you got in a fracas, if you got hurt during killing an enemy, you was vulnerable for the rest of the game, thus the campy nature of the game. In Fortnite, you actively go looking for your next kill, whereas in Blackout, people sit in a corner for the entire game because they're scared once they've been hurt to actually engage in another fight, because they're going to be at a disadvantage straight away against someone who's got level 3 armor and you don't have armor. So I don't know the specifics, but it seems like an armor repair system is obviously going to have the ability to repair your armor. So whether they've had the sense to put something in similar to a band-aid for your armor, where you can give your armor a first aid kit and fix it, it sounds like a very good idea. An idea that will actually drastically improve the gameplay and how the game is played. A lot of people camp right now at Blackout, and it's the reason why I just detest the game at the moment. But this hopefully will give people the ability to be a lot more aggressive and improve the game across the board for everybody. So guys, let me know down in the comment section, are you excited for this update? Do you think it's an update that we desperately needed for Black Ops 4 to just give it that extra bit of shelf life? It's definitely a frustrating game, as I've said previously, but one that I do enjoy, and these are little things that were getting on my nerves, which I'm glad that they have chose to address. It shows that we are having our voices listened to a degree. I'm gonna say with a pinch of salt that one there, but it does seem like we are actively making an impact on a franchise that we have supported for 10 years or so. So this is a really good update from what I'm seeing on the screen, and I can't wait to bring more content to you guys to cover this. Guys, there are many buttons you can hit, but the like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy. And as always guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.